The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office deputies have worn the same uniform with a few changes since 1954. Now they are making significant changes. Look at that. They will roll out on Sunday, May 1st. Not only are they changing the color of their uniforms, but they have also updated the look of their shoulder patch. Wow. All right, here with us today, we have Arapahoe County Sheriff Dave Walsher and Deputy Scott Sycophus. Officer, you're over here. We're ready to go. You're all snazzy, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
What do you think about all that? What changes here?
Well, perfectly clear what's changed. We went from a royal blue
this
shirt.
This is the old
This
one.
is the old.
You're such a great model.
Yeah, this is the royal blue shirt and the sky blue pants that we've had since the 1950s. With the same patch. There's been a couple changes over that period of time, but now we're going to an all-black uniform with a new shoulder patch that is indicative of our when we started as a sheriff's office in 1858, and we've decided to make this change. And as you said, it starts May 1st.
And
we're
why
excited.
do something like this?
From my personal opinion, I think it's more of a professional look. I think it's more of a consistent look in law enforcement out there with the partners that generally we work with. And ultimately, I will tell you, in my opinion, it's much more comfortable.
Look at this picture.
That's an old one.
That's an old one, isn't it? He's like, wow, now that's an old one.
It's before my time.
So you can see how they have changed, and now you're right. To update it, it seems more mainstream.
It is, and we've had it for so long, and I will tell you, it was a question that I got from a lot of deputy sheriffs when I became the sheriff of Arapahoe County is, can we consider changing the uniform? And so we decided to make the change, and it's been in the works for a while, and we're starting May 1st. And
you're saving, a lot of people may be wondering, well, the money part of this. So you're saving money, and
in the long term, we will.
Term.
You know, there's a couple items here that are less expensive than what we have here. Some things are more expensive, but we've also, not only did we change on the actual cost in total of outfitting a deputy sheriff, but we also are saving on how many uniforms that we issue to people, because quite honestly, we're issuing more than we should have been. So in total, we will be saving the taxpayers of Arapahoe County money over the long period of time.
Oh, that's great. So what is it? I mean, you know, you're there to serve, and now you're going to have the new uniform. I mean, that's a positive change, too.
It's a great
What does
change.
it mean to you?
Oh, it's a great change. And the new uniforms are much more comfortable.
Are they? Well,
yeah,
see, that's the other thing.
Different material, a lot more comfortable. You can move around in them a lot better. Quite honestly, with all the gear we wear, it's very difficult to wear to move around. And these new uniforms just
well, and that's so important. Yeah,
yes.
And don't you think, too, you're out serving and protecting, that it is kind of, like how he said, mainstream with the look of most officers and deputies?
Right, yeah. And we look like, you know, quite honestly, there isn't anybody else in Colorado who wore the same uniform. So, again, we're more mainstream. You know, we're look like a law enforcement agency, you know, and we all do the same job. We all yeah. So it's nice to have the.
And then I know I like that. I like it too. There's something, and stuff pops out more too. It seems like your badge, especially. I like the changes with that too. Another area to discuss, and this is a big one, is the National Drug Take Back Day. So share the details with us on that.
That's a national program through the Drug Enforcement Agency to collect unused and expired prescription drugs. That is on Saturday, this coming Saturday, April 30th from 10 to 2. And there's 3 different locations that we are sponsoring as a sheriff's office to collect those unused drugs and unused prescriptions. And what we need to do, for people to get those out of medicine cabinets and away from potential abuse, and that's the point of all of this.
But why can't you just throw them away and, you know, the prescription bottles, mark out your name and the prescription and recycle that?
Well, that ultimately contaminates our world, if you will. So we want people to properly dispose of those by bringing them to us.
Okay.
So we have 3 locations that we are sponsoring on Saturday in Arapahoe County: the Kaiser facility at Arapahoe Road and Hawley, the Centennial Medical Plaza at Arapahoe Road at about Jordan Road, and then the Smoky Hill Library at Smoky Hill Road in Biscay.
Now, is there anything you can't bring? I mean, is this everything from prescription to aspirin, allergy medicines?
You can bring that. What we don't take is sharps, needles and things like that, mercury, chemo drugs. Certainly, we don't want any illegal drugs. or any pressurized canisters, but everything else, absolutely bring them to us and let us dispose of them properly.
Quickly before we close it, what if we can't make it on the date? Can we always just drop by our
We can.
medicine?
At the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, in our lobby during business hours, we have a drug take-back box in our lobby. And in business hours, Monday through Friday, you can bring those right in, put them right in our box, and we will ensure that we get those disposed.
Perfect.
Last September, between our drug drop box and the drug take-back day, we took in over 1,000 pounds of prescription drugs. So we're very proud of that, at getting that out of people's medicines cabinets and getting them disposed of properly.
Well, thank you for all you do, day in and day out, always busy, and good luck with your event coming up. The new uniforms, fancy.
Thank you very much.
A new look is coming for the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Be aware of their new uniforms as you're out and about. Also, don't forget the Drug Take-Back Day. This is April 30th. For more information and locations, you can head online to arapahoesheriff.org.